So this problem seems to be a challenge every semester. So let's go through this and see what we can figure out here. So now, what it's saying is you have a couch potato friend who enjoys sitting in front of the TV and grabbing handfuls of, now this might be different for you, so just pay attention carefully, but this problem has handfuls of 4 chocolates. Unbeknownst to him, I have replaced one of the 24 chocolates in his jar with a cashew. How many possible outcomes are there and the first time he grabs 4 chocolates? So meaning, in probability, everything is distinguishable. Okay, so in counting, it doesn't, even though there are 20, now in our jar there are 23 chocolates and 1 cashew. Each of the 23 chocolates is unique. Each chocolate is different. So therefore, what it's asking us for here is it's saying how many of, just the first time he grabs, how many possible outcomes are there the first time he grabs 4 chocolates. So what we're really saying here is this is the most standard version of counting. It's just a combination, not a permutation, because we're not saying that the order in which he pulls them out is important. Just he's going to reach in, and out of all the different chocolates with the 1 cashew in there, with all the different chocolates, he's just going to reach in and grab 4. That one happened to have the cashew. Now, the word here, chocolates, really, I guess, should have kind of quotations around it, because we're going to count the cashew in there as well. It's just saying, just out of the 24 things, how many different ways are there to grab 4 of them? So it would just be 24 combinations 4. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Usually that one's not the one that gets people. It's the next one that gets people. So now, in the lesson, you should have heard me talking about, when it says how many of these include cashews, you should have heard me talk about take care of your condition first. So in this case, the condition is he's going to grab a cashew. So the very first thing we're going to do is pull out the cashew. How many of them are there in the jar? 1. And we're going to choose that 1 to go into his hand. So now that's done. That right here takes care of the cashew. So now we need to fill in the rest. So what's left? Well, there are 23 chocolates left in the jar. Okay, and we need to choose how many? 3 of those. That would give us how many of the total combinations include the cashew. So now let me pull up my little calculator here. All right, so counting the number up above would be, there we go, 24, choose 4. So that's going to give us, so up here there were 10,626 different ways of pulling out groups of 4. Down here, 1 choose 1. I hope we can all do that in our head. There's 1 way to do that. So 1 to choose 1 is 1. There's 1 way to pull 1 cashew out of the jar. But now there are 23 other chocolates that we need to fill in with, right? And excuse me, there we go. And we need to choose 3 of those. So that means there are 1,771 different ways of doing that. So now what this is saying here is if you're just picking 4 groups of 4, how many, just at random, how many of the groups of 4 out of the 10,626, how many of those have a cashew? 1,771 of them, because one of the things we pick is a cashew, and then we're making groups of 3 chocolates to go with that cashew. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. It's a fun little problem.